on, everybody? It's the Frontz, and we're back again with our previews and predictions for NXT Takeover WarGames this Saturday on the WWE Network from Houston, Texas. This will be the first time in WWE history that WarGames makes an appearance in a WWE-sanctioned ring, or rings, as we know. If, of course, we'll get to the WarGames match later on, we're going to have ourselves a nice little preview and predictions here, and this is the show. If you are looking for anything to watch on the network this weekend, and you don't have time for either WarGames or Survivor Series, and you can only pick one, WarGames is the one to go. This match card is stacked with major matches. Everything looks like it's going to be great, except for maybe one, which we'll get into first, because it's the first match, I think, of the night. But we look like we're going to have some show stealers, a title match that's worth seeing, another title match with the Mae Young Classic winner in it. There is a lot to get into, but let's get started. First off, the first match I think that's going to start off the show, which I think is just going to be a normal squash-ish match, and that is Cassius Ohno versus Lars Sullivan. If y'all remember on November 8th episode of NXT, Cassius Ohno walks into Regal's office and talks about how his feud with Hideo Itami went very well. He came to Regal and said he wants to prove himself, and he wants to take on Lars Sullivan in a match at NXT Takeover, so he can prove that if he beats Lars, he should be the next in line after Andrade Cien Almas, which, in my opinion, that's not going to happen. Lars Sullivan will win this match handily, in my opinion. They are building him up for bigger and better things, and he is going to be a big deal later this year. Well, not later this year, but next year. Then we have Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black, which, in my opinion, is going to be the match of the night until we get to WarGames, unless the WarGames match ends up stinking up the joint, which I doubt, because Vince McMahon does not write this show. This is a Triple H production, and Triple H knows how to put this stuff together. On September 6th, if you remember, Aleister Black's began a promo talking about this is the first time he actually talks. He's been in NXT for months now, and Aleister Black had not said anything up until the September 6th episode of NXT. He began a promo on his career so far, but was interrupted by Velveteen Dream, who called Black afraid. Black then kicked the microphone out of Dream's hand. A couple weeks later, on October 4th, Black was scheduled to compete against Lio Rush. That match never happened. Lio Rush was attacked by Velveteen Dream while Aleister Black was making his entrance. So, because the biggest thing that Velveteen Dream wants Aleister Black to do is to say his name, and Velveteen Dream has not gotten that yet. Will he be able to beat Aleister Black on Saturday? I don't think so. My opinion, my thought of this match is going to be Aleister Black will win. They had been building up the Black match for weeks. The first encounter during that promo segment with Aleister Black and the Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black did hit the Black mask, but only on the microphone out of Velveteen Dream's hand. There have been a couple other teases where he's tried to hit the Black mask on the Velveteen Dream and missing it barely. So that match, I say, is going to go to Aleister Black, but it should be a good match overall. I cannot wait to see this match. This match is going to be great. First, next up, with one of our two title matches of the night. Yes, there's only two title matches on the main show. We do have Pete Dunne versus Johnny Gargano. That's going to happen next week, but that's not on the main card right now. So we have Ember Moon versus Kairi Sane versus Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce for the NXT Women's Championship. If you remember, Asuka came out midway through last month, if I'm correct. Yes, it was a week or so. It was like 2 weeks after TakeOver, 3 weeks after TakeOver Brooklyn, you had Asuka come out and she relinquished her NXT Women's Championship due to a broken collarbone and the fact that they wanted to call her up to the main roster, which I thought, in my opinion, they've botched that so badly, but that's not here nor there. And the Mae Young Classic was set up. They had that that was a great tournament, in my opinion. There was ups and downs for that tournament, but Kairi Sane ended up winning it, which she was the favorite going in. She was put into this match. Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, and Ember Moon had to earn their way into. Ember Moon and Peyton Royce won 3 triple threat matches to get in. Nikki Cross, of course, was in that triple threat match with Peyton Royce and was beat by Peyton Royce, but was screwed over by Tanara Conti. I think I'm saying the name right. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Who was doing it on behalf of the Undisputed Era. So for the final spot, Nikki Cross was given a second chance because of that, and she ended up winning the entire Battle Royal. There's a lot of people in this match believing that Kairi Sane is going to win this match and take on the Women's Championship mantle right away, and I do not believe that. My picks for this match are either Ember Moon or Nikki Cross. Yes, I know I'm not picking an actual winner, but Ember Moon or Nikki Cross, I could see winning this. Kairi Sane, if they wanted to give Kairi Sane the title for this match, she would have been in a one-on-one match against either Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, or somebody. It probably would have been Ember Moon. If you wanted to give Kairi Sane the title match right now, you would have her go one-on-one, and it'd be a foregone conclusion that she would win. She's not winning this match. She's not going to get pinned or submitted, so that's why they made this a fatal four-way. It only makes sense for them to do that. I'm going with Ember Moon or Nikki Cross. I could see Peyton Royce maybe getting a sneak win in, being that she a fluky somehow, like, you know, when Baron Corbin won the U.S. title, AJ Styles hit a move on Ty Dillinger, and Baron Corbin threw him out and pinned Ty Dillinger. I can see them doing something to the effect there. Kairi Sane hits the elbow drop, and Peyton Royce will throw Kairi Sane out and pin the person who takes the fall. If Peyton Royce doesn't win this, which I don't think she will, she's probably going to be the one to take the fall. They're doing this to protect Kairi Sane, so Kairi Sane doesn't have to take the fall to make her look like she was almost there. My prediction for Kairi Sane, though, is that she will be Women's Champion by WrestleMania. She'll probably follow the path of Asuka and win the title by WrestleMania. I hope they don't do. Oh, we just had a dominant woman in Asuka be champion for 500 some days. She never lost a match. I hope they don't do the same thing with Kairi Sane. Only she's not going to be a dominant female. She's going to be one that gets by the skin of her teeth a lot because of her size. She's not as big as and as powerful as an Asuka. She is more of the she's gonna have to fight from the bottom most of the time to get to the top. Next up is Drew McIntyre versus Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega. I'm telling you right now, Andrade Cien Almas, when he first came into NXT, he looked like a Chippendale dancer, and I just was like, this guy is going to be he's not going to do anything. They're just going to have him be there. He's just going to be there. He's not going to do much. If anyone remembers, Drew McIntyre did defeat Bobby Roode at NXT Brooklyn 3 for the NXT World Championship and was attacked by the as we know, Undisputed Era now, which that hasn't really gone anywhere right now. I think they're saving that for a later time. Roode was then promoted to the SmackDown brand where he's floundering right now until, of course, the Survivor Series match. On October 4th, an edition of NXT, McIntyre successfully defended his title against Roderick Strong. A couple weeks before that, Roderick Strong beat Bobby Roode to pretty much show that, hey, I'm going to be the next one to take on the champion. He also came out and challenged Drew McIntyre face to face, like Drew McIntyre wants all of his opponents to do. 2 weeks later, Andrade Cien Almas' manager Zelina Vega interrupted McIntyre's interview outside the Performance Center, stating that Almas and McIntyre were the same, accusing him of avoiding Almas and expressing Almas' interest in challenging him for the title. On October 25th episode of NXT, Vega said that they had been waiting for a contract for an NXT Championship match with McIntyre, saying that McIntyre and Strong were weak compared to Almas. Almas then defeated Strong after Vega and physically interfered in their match with that beautiful Hurricanrana off the apron, which I'm not surprised because she is a good wrestler. I'm surprised she hasn't been put in like her and Almas haven't done like some kind of mixed tag match, which wouldn't surprise me if they were to do that sometime, especially if he was to win the NXT Championship. But yeah. Afterwards, Vega challenged McIntyre to meet Almas in the middle of the ring the next week. After the show went off the air, General Manager William Regal, in a posted video on Twitter, announced that McIntyre vs. Almas for the title has been made official, and the confrontation next week will be a contract signing. But this wasn't a normal contract signing. Usually, you have the general manager or whoever's in charge come out to the ring and introduce both competitors, and they sign on the dotted line there. This time around, for some reason, on November 1st, they had William Regal in the back in his office, have Drew McIntyre come in and sign on the dotted line, and then hand Drew McIntyre the contract and have him go out and call out Andrade Cien Almas and have him sign the contract that way. That I never saw that type of contract signing before. But McIntyre gets out there, shows his title off, and gets attacked from behind by Almas, and to the effect that he was knocked down. Almas then grabs the contract, signs it, asks for Zelina Vega's gum, takes the gum, sticks it to the back of the contract, and sticks it on Drew McIntyre, and they walk off. Then, of course, yesterday, as you saw, we had Drew McIntyre come out and call out Almas after, of course, a sick burn from him. They had a good little back and forth until, of course, Zelina Vega got involved, and that gave Almas the upper hand to take McIntyre down and beat him down enough to where McIntyre was unable to fight back. Of course, Zelina Vega sat there and held the title and said, "This is what you're going to be able to win. Just have to go, and you'll have it at NXT Takeover." Now, my prediction for this match is an easy one. I say McIntyre is going to win it, but he's not going to win it decisively. It's going to be a very good back and forth match. I have a feeling Almas is going to take Drew McIntyre to his limits, and the Claymore will be hit, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 after a nice, good back and forth match. And this will probably be the only time Andrade Cien Almas gets a chance for the title, because from what I've actually been hearing is that he's going to be coming up to SmackDown or Raw to be up to the main roster, which, if Zelina comes with him, he is good. He is going to be a good heel, because she's the mouthpiece. She is his mouthpiece. She makes that. She's the act. She is the entire act. If it's just Andrade Cien Almas, he's to a $5 bound, and that's it. He's done. He won't be nothing more than just a whatever. But McIntyre will win this match, and we're setting up for after WarGames. We will have the Undisputed Era start feuding with McIntyre, in my opinion. But speaking of that, we have the WarGames match. This match, I have not myself seen a live WarGames. I was too young when I was either not born yet or too young when WarGames was such a big deal in WCW. I saw the tail end of WCW, and WarGames by that time was pretty much not what it used to be. This match will be the main event, and this match will hopefully steal the show. The rules are as follows. It's a triple threat match, so one member from each team is going to start the match, whichever one wants it, as chosen by their teammates. And the other two members of each team is going to be locked in shark cages. Why? I don't know. That's how they're going to do it. I guess it keeps it from them fighting each other while they wait. After a 5-minute period, then the rest of one team will be brought in to continue the match. So it will pretty much be a 3-on-2 affair. Then after 2 minutes, the second batch will be introduced. And after another 2-minute match, the final batch, so it will be all three teams will be in there. Pinfall submission can happen after that time. Now, this WarGames is going to be, I think, a tester for if we are going to see other WarGames matches on the main roster. Now, the way Survivor Series was built up this year, it could have used a WarGames match for the 5-on-5 men's match. You have 5 men going at it from both shows. That would have been a beautiful beautiful War Games match. The 5-on-5 traditional War Games, cage and double ring. And they're going to have the double rings there. It's in the same place. They're having War Games in the same place that Survivor Series is going to happen. So I don't understand why they couldn't just, do that. So if this goes off without a hitch, then we will probably see more War Games in the future, even on the main roster, even though I don't trust Vince McMahon with that. How we got here is a lot has happened in the last 3 months. At Takeover Brooklyn, of course, Sanity, Alexander Wolf, and Eric Young defeated the Authors of Pain and Mazzara to win the NXT Tag Team Championships. After the match, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly attacked all 4 competitors, laying waste to everybody. Over the next several weeks, Adam Cole, who debuted later in the night, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, now calling themselves the Undisputed Era, and Sanity, including Kelly and Dane, brawled with each other after their respective matches. On September 27th episode of NXT, Cole defeated Eric Young in a pretty good match. If it could have went a bit longer, I'd say it was going to be a great match. It was a decent match. It got Cole more familiarized with those like me who haven't seen an Adam Cole match. I did catch a little bit of it at the WCPW event, but I missed most of it. After Young was distracted with the factions rallying ringside, the next week, after McIntyre successfully defended his title against Roderick Strong, the Undisputed Era came out to urge Strong to join them, which is going to play a big role in this show at the end of the night. I'm guaranteeing it. On October 18th episode, the Authors of Pain attacked Sanity during the match with the Undisputed Era, holding up the tag team titles and staring down Undisputed. The following week, after Roderick Strong's match was on Ronnie Sionamus, which Roderick Strong, of course, lost, Undisputed Era come down to the ring to convince Strong to join them, telling him to think of it over. I believe they also gave him a armband with the logo on it, the CFO logo. And of course, on November 1st episode, the Authors of Pain defeated Sanity by disqualification, which I don't know why they say they defeated Sanity. I'm pretty sure it was a no contest. It should have been a no contest by disqualification in the Tag Team Championship rematch after they were attacked by the Undisputed Era, who beat up Sanity. Strong came out teasing joining Undisputed Era. He even put the armband on to signify that he was with the Undisputed Era. Undisputed had one of, I don't remember if it was Akam and Razor, but they had one of them set up like they wanted him to attack him, but he attacked the Undisputed Era instead, then driving them away from the ring, leaving him and the Authors of Pain in the ring. General Manager William Regal then came out and announced that the order to restore order. The 3 teams would face off in the only match that could contain them, a War Games match, the first such match since in September 4th, 2000 episode of Monday Night Show, which was a terrible match. I've been told. I missed that one. And no, the Triple Cage match does not count as War Games. On November 8th episode, Strong defeated Cole by disqualification after Fish and O'Reilly pulled him out of the ring after that vicious backbreaker on the top rope. Like, that was got to be one of the most sickest moves I think I've seen done on the top rope. Like, he threw him up and his back landed clean across the top rope. That was interesting. Brawl ensued between all 3 teams, of course, and we are at War Games. There was no interaction yesterday with any of the teams. They just had the video packages of all 3 teams. After the War Games match, of course, was announced on November 1st, they had video packages thrown about YouTube with the Undisputed Era, with Sanity, and with Roderick Strong and the Authors of Pain talking about the match. Now, this match, though, I am calling it is going to be Undisputed Era taking this match with a Roderick Strong who will turn on his team. I don't know how the order of the participants are going to go, but if this is a triple threat elimination War Games match, which I'm glad it's not, that would be stupid. I could see them having Sanity get beat, and then you have the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong versus the Undisputed Era in the second part of the War Games match, and Roderick Strong turning on the Authors of Pain. Then it would be Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and Strong taking out the Authors of Pain. But if you're gonna have Roderick Strong turn heel, how is this gonna work? Because you're gonna have the Sanity and the Authors of Pain. That's 5-on-4. I don't know how they're going to make this work. And the Authors of Pain are bigger than everybody in this match except for Killian Dane, who is a big boy, I tell you that. But we will have the Undisputed Era winning this match. There's also talk that this is going to probably be the Authors of Pain last match in NXT before they're called up to, which the tag team division in WWE's main rosters could use them immensely, with barely any tag team surviving the last wave of breakups that they had, and with the Hype Bros probably going to be breaking up on Tuesday after they get destroyed by the Bludgeon Brothers. We could see a nice tag team, a good tag team resurgent with the Authors of Pain. The question is, would they have Paul Ellering with them, because they need Paul Ellering. These guys do not talk. That is what Paul Ellering is for. So yes, my predictions for the show is Lars over Cassius Ohno, Black over Velveteen Dream, McIntyre over Almas. Kairi Sane is not going to win the women's title. That's going to be either Ember Moon or Nikki Cross. And the Undisputed Era is going to go over with a turning heel Roderick Strong. Make sure to let me know what your thoughts are on the pay-per-view coming up on Saturday. Make sure to let me know in the comment section below, and follow me on Twitter at @TheFrontz. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow for Survivor Series, which is going to be a 4-hour pay-per-view. Tomorrow's preview and predictions is going to be a good one. Until then, my name is TheFrontz. You have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you're at in the world, and I will see you later.